Actually, let me. I should share the room. Let's get the room going out here. Whoa. Sorry about that. Got a little feedback going there. We will make that go away. There we go. All right, sorry about that. Mike is unexpectedly unavailable today, so I am once again inexpertly filling in. I used to do this, and Mike took over and did a much better job. All right. All right, what we got going this afternoon? What was I looking at earlier? I was looking at some of our plays. Let's get rid of these bad boys here. All of these I was looking at. We were also looking at CRIS and PLTR. We're taking a peek at Donkey Kong. Whoops. Hey, what's going on? There we go. All right. You're going to assume it's yes? Oh, I'm looking at CRIS, sorry. Well, it came down and then bounced up. It's got a little more volume in it. It's got such big volume today, 302 million shares. Here's the time and sales on it. The orders are certainly coming through. I don't know. I don't like it for. I wouldn't risk a move on it myself. I mean, it's got good order flow. There's no question with so many shares, but. Donkey Kong's still pushing up at the highs here. Plug. 2870 is a level I've got on the daily here. Something to keep an eye on. Well, Chris, you shouldn't be out $200 on 50 shares. Are you talking about Chris? C-R-I-S? Curis? I should call it Curis. I guess that's the name of the company. Sonny, that's awesome. Yeah, I know. I know the previous close on CRIS was $1.44, right? So, I mean, it won't drop that much on you. You might lose a buck before you could get out if it really spikes, but it wouldn't be more than that. Watching DKNG up here. Where's the volume? The volume was there, a little bit here. Weird volume. Weird volume. Playing what, Brad? NIO? NIO has been tough. If you've been trading it all day, hopefully it's been working for you because it's really just been choppy ever since the open. I regret missing PLTR here from the VWAP break, but I am keeping an eyeball on DKNG just to see what it's going to do. Keep an eye on Apple. Oh, Tesla was the other one that we should keep on here. Tesla had such a strong midday as you look at the full day here. It did sort of nothing in the morning, but then around noon is when it had its big move for the day, right? $28 up to hit that high of the day at 651. Now it's sitting just off those highs. I don't know whether we should reasonably expect Tesla to do much into the close, especially with less than 20 minutes. Oh my God, there's less than 20 minutes left. Where does the day go? I will take the opportunity to remind all of our lifetime members that we do have a webinar today now that I've finally figured out that it's actually Tuesday. That means that Eamon is going to be teaching his session on how to trade the ABCD pattern. So hopefully you'll be able to join Eamon to learn how to trade the ABCD pattern. That's today. Now, early time. Don't forget, it's an hour after the market close at 5 p.m. And I wrote a new song for Eamon, so he asked we'll play that. So we'll play that at the beginning of that session just for entertainment value. I'm not sure it's worth another play, but I did it just to entertain him and me. So, but there you go. So. But that's how to trade ABCD patterns starting at 5 o'clock. That's in the webinar room. So join us in the webinar room for an hour after the close for that. Next week, we'll be doing the art and science of trading with Elliott waves. Kaiser, one of our members, will be leading that class. So that should be awesome. That's next Tuesday, the 15th of December. That's also an early one at 5 o'clock. So keep in mind the next two sessions are both early times, at 5 o'clock. And then in our psychology webinar series, we will be having Kreda Kreda is going to be joining us on Wednesday the 9th, so that's tomorrow at also early time at 5 o'clock. So we got a lot of 5 p.m. starts coming up. She is in Scotland, I think. She's moving between Portugal and Scotland, so she's back in Scotland. We'll talk about the art of setting goals. I can tell you I've worked with her on a session. I look like a ghost. All is light. Hold on. Dark in here. A little bit better. Anyways, worked with her in a couple of sessions, and she is fantastic at goal setting and helping manage through that process. So well worth attending her seminars. Hers will be tomorrow night, 5 o'clock in the webinar room. And then next week, next Wednesday, Nada will be joining us on the 16th at 8 o'clock. So back to normal time for our lifetime members. Talk about using mindfulness to set goals. So that's what we've got coming up. Keep that in mind. Member trade of the day. We always encourage you to submit your member trade of the day. If you've got one and you'd like for us to take a look at it, don't forget, you can mark it up, post it, tag at Bearable Traders, at Mike B_BBT, and at Norm BBT using these hashtags that you see on the screen. And we'll be happy to pick amongst them. Now, please, we're asking that it's only live trades, not sim trades, but please submit live trades. And we will announce winners daily, and then on the closing show on Mondays, we usually do the trade of the week. So, being that Mike has been out of commission for the afternoon, we do not, I believe, have a trade of the day for today. So we will have to catch up on that. We will get you a trade of the day for. I mean, there will be one picked. Don't worry. I just don't have the name of the individual to announce it right now. So we'll catch up on that with you tomorrow. And if you want to join us, we have discount codes. I'm watching here. Chris still has not moved. CRIS. But we do have discount codes. Consider joining us here in the room as a member. You can join us on a part-time basis using the code premarket24 for a $24 discount. That's a discount off the $39 regular price to join us for an intro. It's well worth it. Give it a shot. We guarantee you, we firmly believe you'll find value. If not, what have you got to lose, right? Little to lose, and we're very good at providing refunds if it's not what you're looking for. But join us. We think you'll be convinced. And if so, then hopefully you'll consider joining us as a lifetime member, because then you get access to all these webinars I was just talking about, as well as all our training material, our forums, the chat room, of course, all day, every trading day. So use the code Black Friday 40. Being that we had some technical issues early, we've left that up for a little bit longer. So that's off the one-time payment option for the lifetime memberships. Black Friday 40. So there you go. All right. Hopefully you will consider joining us. Teslas moving back up. CRIS is not. It's not doing much of anything. Watching DKNG, it's still hanging out up here. I'm not sure what it wants to do. It's got some size sitting on the ask level 2 at $51, but that's not enough to convince me, frankly. I still think it's got a drop in it. The question is it going to go up and hit those levels before it drops or not? I'm not going to chase an entry on DKNG here, especially with only 13 minutes left in the market. If I had like less than a 10-cent risk on it, then I might consider a short on DKNG, but I don't want to take those. Ernesto, join us. Join us. Anyways, we appreciate you joining on YouTube if you're out there. If you are, please give us a thumbs up. We appreciate that. It's always great. Dan, you're asking what platform has paper trading would emulate the order fill on Daytrader? Well, What platform that has paper trading would emulate? I mean, Daz Pro has a paper trading. You can paper trade their platform, right? That's their simulation mode, and you can buy the simulator directly from them. It's about, I can't remember what, $150, $160 a month. CRIS is dropping here a little bit. And yeah, that's the best way if you're trading live in the market. They also have a replay mode. It's not fantastic. It's a relatively new feature, but they are, it's there and you can use that. Replay allows you to sort of replay certain stocks after the market closed just to see how they played. It doesn't have all the information, so it's not perfect, but it's certainly an option that you can add and use with Daz. So there are other platforms out there, but I don't. Frankly, I get exhausted at the end of the day. I don't replay the market. There's my alarm. Let me know that we got a minute until the 10-minute mark. 10 minutes until the market close. We often see a lot of the major stocks like Apple, Tesla, and Microsoft take a little bit of a jump around as some of the institutions close out positions. So we'll see if that happens. DKNG is moving down here. Yeah, and what do we have for earnings? Whoops, go over here. People are talking about earnings. I like to go to Earnings Whisper. It gives us some good information. So we have Chewy. Haven't looked at Chewy in a while. GameStop. Yeah, really, those are the only ones that I would look at. So those are the key ones I'd be looking for. Chewy and GME. Let me just drop those down here so we know what we're looking for. Chewy and GME. GME might be interesting because they have, after, let's get I'm going to have to remove these. They had that big run up after they had the news of some investment and a different approach to the market, and then it sort of moved sideways since. So we'll see what their earnings look like. Chewy's been on a steady climb here. Good numbers could push them up. That might be interesting. See what happens. Yeah, see DKNG. This is what I was afraid of in DKNG, why I didn't want to chase it. So, it was sitting here at around 50.80. It said I didn't want to chase the price. It did drop, 10, almost 15 cents, but then look at this last minute, right? Candle sort of popped it right back up to that level. So, better entry would have been up here somewhere, closer to 50.90. Otherwise, I wouldn't chase it just for this reason, because you can't expect a huge move necessarily in the close. You can hope for one, but you can't expect it, which means if it pushes against you, you might have to just jump out for a loss. All right. LAZ. Oh, that's another one that people were looking at. Oh my goodness. Let me type. Oh, it's coming back into VWAP, isn't it? What does it look like for the full day? It's been down today. It's pretty much at break even. The VWAP and the previous day close are at the same place right now. It's real dangerous taking things into earnings, Brad. You tend to get, especially these days, you tend to get crazy movement. So it doesn't really matter whether Chewy or GME beat their numbers or fail to hit their numbers. You tend to get the crazy movement right at sort of the close and before the earnings. So just just be aware of that and be warned. That's why I don't normally take it. Sunny, yeah. There's a direct link to the calendar, but yeah, Earnings Whispers is where I check out earnings. I was hoping Brian would join me here this afternoon. I'm going to sign a Brian. All right, just keep an eye on things here. It's my buddy AMD doing into the close here. Yeah, not surprising, it's not doing much. See that jump it made right at the 10-minute mark though? Typically does that, like I said. You can see the same, well, what did it do here? Apple didn't do much today. Microsoft, yeah, didn't do a lot. It did put in a little bit of a candle, but where's Tesla? Tesla's pushing back up at 650. Interesting. GME moving here. Yeah, GME is moving up into the earnings. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. You know, they probably don't know what's going on. This could be just people getting out of positions, or who knows, or positioning themselves on anticipation. GME is only up 4% on the day, and all of that's come in the last half hour, so cautious on that. Be careful. Well, I haven't found any trades I love into the close here. So we'll stick around and watch our two offerings after the bell. See what they bring, if anything. I think they're both supposed to report 5 minutes after. I think it's a quick. No, Chewy's quarter after. GameStop is 5 after. So we'll stick around after the close to keep an eyeball on that. Boris, but did he get all out? You could have left a little bit in there just to see what happens, I suppose. If you're in since 45, you're just losing unrealized gains. Yeah, your call then. Of course. 30 seconds left.
Hey, Peter, I got my internet back with 30 seconds left in the market.
Great timing, Mike. Well, you can
Maybe I can make one more trade.
Yeah, that's not typically you, but yeah, don't go doing anything crazy.
Yeah. What a day.
Yeah, you've been down
Thanks for covering down.
No problem. You've been down for most of the day, haven't you? Or, yeah, at least since...
Yeah, as soon as 8 o'clock went, and then all the way till just about 30 seconds ago, really, about a minute.
There you go. There's the bell. You guys probably heard. So that's that takes us to the close. So let's bring up the two offerings we were talking about, Chewy and GME. We'll keep an eye on them. See what they're going to do. We may get some crazy action on them. And let me throw on the Benzinga guy. We'll keep a listen to him. Did you have a good morning though, Mike? Were did you get a couple of trades off this morning? I think you did, right?
Yeah, I got a couple off. I took one on BABA, and I also got one on BA.
Okay.
So
shares of Rocket
couple
Pharmaceuticals
partials and break evens.
Spike now to $34.
Nothing huge.
Up about $2 after hours
I was
on
looking forward to the afternoon.
RCKT.
Being forced out. I
FEYE FireEye says FBI, Microsoft
we had to actually,
assisting in a hacking investigation, says firm believes that they were hacked.
So.
Says internal hacking tools were stolen and that it is working with affected vendors. That's FEYE FireEye. Shares of Rocket Pharma getting approaching $36 at the high before pulling back. RCKT.
I wonder, was there any
USIO
other,
Uniform Sandy India Oscar USIO signs letter of intent to acquire the assets of Information Management Solutions. Details
we see
not
Megan
disclosed.
No, she's around
That's
that
Uniform
area.
Sandy India Oscar.
Yeah, maybe they're not back
Shares
yet,
of
Mike. So they
FireEye
would be
selling
here
off here
to
on that
answer.
hacking report, dropping to $14.30 at the low, down more than $1 on FEYE FireEye.
FireEye. It's never good when an internet security company gets hacked.
BRP Group to acquire Burnham Benefits Insurance Services. That's Bravo Romeo Papa. BRP.
That's something to put on the list for tomorrow anyways. I'll look at FireEye.
ASMB, Assembly Biosciences, winds down its microbiome program. That's Alpha Sandy Michael Bravo, ASMB.
Chewy and GME. All right, I got
Says
a couple
to
things to
prioritize
top my list
resources
for
and focus
tomorrow.
on advancement of its pipeline of novel
GME moving
core
up.
inhibitors for chronic HBV. That's Alpha Sandy Michael Bravo, ASMB.
Wow, GMB's made a pretty decent recovery from its 110% short interest at $8 a share.
Oscar moving.
Well, they've had a couple of bits of good business news over the last little while. We were talking about that earlier.
USIO popping to $2.40, up about 60 cents now on that press release.
Well, GME, somebody must know something or thinks they do because it's moving up, but I haven't seen or heard the earnings yet. Let me know if any of you have it out there first before it hits our Benzinga news feed.
PZZA statement by Papa John Schnatter on investigation conducted by former FBI Director Louis Freeh. That's PZZA.
Sorry, Ryan. I'm just going through our YouTube comments here. You're pointing at an Apple Pass on a Mountain Pass on Apple. The problem with
Shares of GameStop
passes.
are popping here now. GameStop, $18.30.
Oh, listen to Benzinga. He says it's popping, but he didn't say why. Anyways, I won't play a Mountain Pass with less than like 40 minutes or so in the market day because I just find it doesn't have enough time to play out. So, GME, what's the news here? Chewy is still moving sideways. Seems to be a lot of talk about Airbnb. People seem to be more interested in that one, or at least it appears that they're more interested in that one than DoorDash. But again, you never know. When these things open, like, I don't know. You never know whether they're going to be interesting for us as day traders.
MDB, MongoDB reporting 31 cents on revenue of 150.8 million. That's Michael Delta Bravo.
MDB is reporting, but
the estimate was a loss of 44 cents. Again, a loss of 31 cents, minus 31 cents for MDB. So that's better than expected. Revenue coming in better than expected for MDB, Michael Delta Bravo. CHWY Chewy.
Chewy's out.
Chewy popping here, 82.45.
I see Chewy moving up. He's trying to talk about it, but Benzinga guy seems to be confused.
First GameStop reporting a loss of 53 cents. Golf Michael Echo.
Yeah, see the price? Both GME and Chewy
Estimate was a loss of 85 cents. Sales of 791.1 million. Correction, sales of 1.005 billion versus the 1.09 billion estimate on GameStop. Shares of GameStop GME popping to $18.30. Now it's $17. GameStop is continuing to suspend guidance. GameStop reported November sales of 791.1 million. That's GameStop. Expects to realize positive comparable store sales results and profitability in Q4. CHWY Chewy, 8K filing out.
Why is he not telling us the actual results here? Sorry, I was filling out my journal while I'm waiting, but
Chewy reporting a loss of 8 cents versus a loss of 15 cents estimate. Revenue of 1.788
Seems like Chewy was a little better than
billion
what was
versus
expected.
1.72 billion
yeah.
estimate. That's CHWY. Shares of Chewy now popping again here, 82.45 on CHWY.
Yeah, the numbers were only a little bit better. It does seem to be moving up. I don't. These might be worth watching at the open tomorrow. I don't have a lot of faith in either one of them because they're not. GME is a NYSE stock. Chewy is, so they're both New York Stock Exchange offerings. Why is this not changing? Interesting. So
Chewy hitting 83.55 at the high.
Chewy's moving now.
83.60 now. That's up $4.45 on Chewy. Shares of GameStop reversing now, dropping to 16.25, turning down about 70 cents.
He's not all that helpful with his information today.
No, he's very broken. It seems like.
Yeah. Like I'm looking for more. I need more. He's not really helping out here.
PDL Biopharma trading in PDL's common stock on NASDAQ to be suspended following a voluntary delisting.
Voluntary delisting. We'll just delist before you guys force us out. It's probably what it is.
AVAV
That's what
AeroVironment
that sounds
reporting
like.
9 cents on revenue of 92.7 million. Alpha Victor. The estimate was 31 cents for AVAV. Revenues coming in ahead for AVAV. Alpha Victor.
Sort of weird that they haven't posted the numbers for either GME or Chewy yet.
MRVL, Marvell Technology, entered
Yeah.
into a credit agreement. Michael Romeo Victor Lima.
It just released it, and
CRIS
Somebody must not be typing
shares
quick
spiking after hours again now, $8.08. After rising 350%. Now
Okay.
up again after hours, $8.09, the high on CRIS. Charlie Romeo India Sandy.
I know you'll get it onto YouTube, but onto Twitter. But do you have the trade of the day winner today? I didn't have that to share. So
no,
BIC
I
Pivotal
don't, because
announcing
I have not
effectiveness
been
of
able to get into
registration
my
statement
Twitter
and annual
account
meeting of shareholders
okay.
from my
to approve
house.
proposed
So
merger with XLT
I
to
will
be held
post it here.
December
Probably I'll
21st.
get it up there in an hour.
That's Papa
so
India
I'll take
Charlie.
a look at everybody's trades today and then post it up there.
All right, perfect.
And even what was so surprising is that we had 2 bars on our cell phones, but I think because everybody was directed into the cell network, I mean, you couldn't upload or do anything. The last email I received was 7:44, and it was like everything after that was cut off.
Yeah, it overloaded that system, right? Because as you said, everybody didn't have their internet. Well,
So I would just get the spinning wheel of death, loading. Like, well, that isn't quite working for me.
yeah. Well, we were lucky you were able to join that call earlier, so that was
Yeah.
surprising considering
GME GameStop says
go.
as part of its strategy to create optimal financial flexibility and expand liquidity alternatives, the company intends to file a shelf registration and prospectus supplement with the SEC today, under which it may offer and sell from time to time shares of its Class A common stock in at-the-market offerings. That's GME GameStop. Golf Michael Echo.
GME is reserving the right to issue stock offerings to raise cash, so that'll be interesting. That's usually dilutive. So look at one of our members pointed out CRIS. Rosa was pointing out CRIS. Look at it shoot up after hours here. It was doing nothing. Look at how flat this looks now compared to the $2 it just moved up here after hours. So this might be another play day
shares
tomorrow
of GameStop dropping here now.
Because I mean, it had 313 million shares. I mean, it's float. Like I said earlier, it was only 50 million. So this is over 6 times its float, and it's up 480% today. So One way or the other, CHRS is likely to move.
CRIS
Now, it may lose
Curious
a lot of this
announcing
altitude,
proposed
or it
public
may keep
offering of
going. I
common
don't know.
stock.
We'll find
Charlie Romeo India Sandy, CRIS.
Yeah, if people get excited, this thing could go up. Let's see what it's done on a daily. Is this like by far its all-time high, or let's see here. No, see, this is one of those crazy stocks. Look at this. This thing has been, so you go back in time, this thing had been as high as 24
Shares of
bucks.
Curious off the highs now, $7.77.
$26. Yeah, so
Says-
on, even higher. Oh my.
Its intention to offer and sell shares of common stock in an underwritten public offering pursuant to an existing shelf registration statement.
136. So right after IPO, this thing was up as high as $136. But that IPO happened 20 years ago, so keep that in mind. So this thing is way down from wherever it IPO'd. It's a good lesson. Not all IPOs go up, do they? This one's, if you thought you were going to hold on for it to come back after the IPO, 20 years later, you'd still be waiting. And it doesn't look likely because it's up 480% and it's still only at $7 compared to the $136.
CRPH, Prophase Labs, expands COVID-19 testing capacity with new 25,000 square feet testing facility in Garden City, New York. That's Papa Romeo Papa Hotel, PRPH.
You don't lose if you don't sell. Yeah, that would be a very long hold. All right, look, I'm sort of disappointed here today. I'm not seeing numbers. I'm not seeing the data on either GME, which was supposed to have been out 10 minutes ago, or CHWY, which should have been out a minute ago. We're going to give it one more minute, and then I'm calling it. I'm going to go do my journal, get that done. Get ready for Eamon's class, like I mentioned, our success webinar, which is happening at 5
NVIV and
o'clock
Vivo
in the
Therapeutics,
webinar
November
room.
Victor,
Don't
India
forget,
Victor got a
5
letter from the NASDAQ notifying that bid price for company's common stock at close below minimum bid listing requirement. November Victor, India Victor, NVIV. GWRE Guidewire reporting 17 cents. The estimate was a loss of 5 cents for GWRE.
Oh, that's
Revenue
right.
of 169.8 million is a beat for Guidewire. Shares of
Yes.
Guidewire $129,
That's a good
$2.57.
And
GWRE.
the PCT, my team meeting is today. I almost forgot about that.
Yes.
Thank
Some good
you, Glenn.
information.
RCKT.
Glenn, by the way, public shout out. Thanks so
Rocket
much for what you
Pharmaceuticals
posted to
continuing
the
to
rest
spike
of your
here,
team.
39.87.
And your lessons learned.
That's up from the close of
in the
32.03
PCT
on that
boot
press
camp. That
release
was
from the
fantastic,
company.
really helpful. So I appreciate you putting that up on our Slack channel.
On their positive data for their treatment of Danon disease.
Peter's not the only
Charlie
one,
Kilo
Chris.
Tango.
I'm used to having somebody remind me too.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I used to call.
Yeah.
I used to call like my in Australia. She was one of the most fantastic ones I ever had.
$41 now.
Where she would
$41
she knew
on
she
Rocket
would just start wandering
Pharmaceuticals,
around the
RCKT,
office building like
$41
10 or
at the
15
high.
minutes before a meeting and find me because I was always wandering around and talking to people and like I found I learned more and got more done just wandering the halls and talking. They were very. It was the first time ever I'd worked in a contiguous office space where I had a good number of my employees in one place because I'm used to having them all over the place. Anyway, so I just loved it. I would walk around. I'd talk to my R&D department. I would talk to, my service delivery crew. I would talk to, like just all of the different teams. And anyways, she'd have to come and find me. She's like, Peter, you're supposed to be, there's an executive meeting. You got to be in it, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, yeah. I also happened to be the senior executive in that location. So I sort of ended up running it. Anyways, it was awesome. I loved my time in Australia.
Golf Michael Echo.
But yes, I do need an admin to keep me on top of things. Loved it. All right, I'm calling it. I don't got nothing going on here. Wow, that's good grammar. anyways, so haven't seen the numbers. I'll wait. I will look it up in the morning when I go and do my prep for the markets. We'll see what else happens. So take care, everyone. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us, Mike. I'm glad you got your internet back. Hopefully, it remains stable. And for those of you that are on the
Hopefully
PCT,
tomorrow I'll be up and running.
yeah, I hope so. PCT team, yeah, I'll meet you in the PCT meeting room in about 11 minutes. The rest of you, don't forget to journal your trades. We'll reopen this room here back at 7:30 tomorrow. Pre-market show with Carlos and Norm, as always, happens at 8:30. So look forward to talking to you then. Take care. Art, Chris, Brad, or Bad Chad, I should say. Harley, Glenn, everyone out there. Have a great night. We will talk to you later.
Everybody have a great afternoon.